Welcome, everyone. This is such an important information session because on December 4th, you're going to be asked to vote on this very issue as members. And we want to make sure that everyone has access to this information and is able to ask every question that comes into their head. So we'll go through this and we'll leave plenty of time for people to ask questions. So the topic of today's presentation is the expansion of Bickerdike's membership area. For over 54 years, Bickerdike has been a membership-based, not-for-profit community development corporation working for the development of communities on the northwest side of Chicago by and for the low and moderate income individuals and families who live in these areas. The expansion of our membership area has been something that we've been talking about since the early 2000s. And we've had it in our last 3 strategic plans because it's such an important issue. And we've wanted to make sure that we really deliberated and had the right conditions in the organization to be able to do so. And this is a good year for us to engage in that process. In July of 2021, after several presentations and many hours of dialogue, Bickerdike's Board of Directors approved the expansion of our target area. The board members will be presenting an amendment at our membership meeting to expand Bickerdike's membership area, which will, of course, take place on December 4th. So I want to talk a little bit about this slide here. The tan colored area is Bickerdike's current membership area. And that is Humboldt Park, West Town, Logan Square, Edmosa, and part of the Avondale community. And for the last 54 years, we have worked in with this target area. Actually, it's a bit expanded a few times. But the Bickerdike Board of Directors, as we've deliberated on what we'd like to do, we are proposing an expansion of our membership area, as you see it right in front of you, which is Lake Street on the south. On the west side, it's either the city limits or no further west than Harlem Avenue. And so it kind of zigzags around. And then on the north, it's the exact city limit, and that's why it zigzags up and down. And then on the east, it's the Lake Michigan until you get to Belmont, and then it comes right on over going west until you hit Halsted, and Halsted south until you hit Lake Street. And you can see the community areas that are covered in that expanded membership area right on the screen. And as we have talked about this, one of the things that we wanted to do was to expand our work and to look at opportunities that were in the greater north side of Chicago for a whole host of reasons, including some of the reasons that we'll be talking about today. Our last area expansion was February 16, 2010. And we had talked for a while because the community urged us to be involved in the revitalization of the Lathrop Homes development. And after significant deliberation, we took the initiative to make an incremental change to pick up the area where Lathrop is located, which involved us going a little bit north and a little bit further east. And you see the exact motion that was approved by the Board of Directors. And I want to draw your attention to the very end of it, which basically says, we're going to do this expansion now, but then we're we're going to ensure that we have additional plans to engage in a broader deliberation of further expansion of our target area based on our 5-year plan. And so you might be asking, why should we expand our membership area? And we want to build a stronger and broader membership base to inform and participate in our community-driven development. We also want to respond to the unmet need for community-based affordable housing development outside of our current area. Because as you know, this is not the only area that needs affordable housing, and more communities find themselves with a deficit of housing that is affordable to the people who live there. Our proposed expansion is in the direction of areas that we've been invited to work. And these invitations have come as a result of the need for affordable housing in those areas. So who's invited us? It's been all kinds of organizations and our elected officials, including the ones that you see here, the North River Commission, One North Side, the Northwest Side Housing Center, and a variety of aldermen that we've listed here. We want to serve more low and moderate income residents, including those Black and brown families and individuals who have been displaced from our current area. As you probably are aware, just from living in the neighborhood, brown and Black families have been forced out of our communities due to rising housing costs. And since 2000, Logan Square has lost more than 20,000 Latino families. Meanwhile, the neighborhood's white population has grown by more than 12,000. Between 2006 and 2010, only 1 in 40 households in Logan Square paid over $2,000 in rent. A decade later, 1 in 6 Logan Square households pay more than $2,000 in rent. So cost burden has become a real issue for people who live in the community, and many of our longtime community residents are forced to leave, including those Latino families who for the last 40 years have been the majority in the Logan Square community. We also want to develop more affordable housing that provides the benefits of being near public transit. And so Emmett Street Apartments is the first 100% affordable family housing development in a transit-oriented location. And there's plenty of transit-oriented developments. And in fact, this has become a huge priority for the city of Chicago. But unfortunately, among those transit-oriented developments, very few of them are affordable. They may meet the requirements to include 10% of their units as affordable, but by and large, these are not affordable developments. So Emmett is the first of its kind, providing family housing, 100% affordability near a transit-oriented location. Our expanded membership area adds 3 additional L train lines that provide additional opportunities for ETOD development. And by way of illustration, you can see the overlay of our expanded proposed membership area on a CTA L line map. And you see that we are picking up the green line, the red line, and the brown line, in addition to our current blue line, which is where Emmett Street is located at the Logan Square Blue Line stop. We also want to ensure that all of our future residents are Class A voting members. And so as we develop in new areas, we want those new residents to enjoy the full benefit of the voting membership, because that's how we've operated for the last 54 years. And the board has definitely voted to expand our area that we develop in. And what would happen if we developed in those areas and our membership couldn't vote? So this ensures that we continue to be membership driven and that the community has a large voice in everything that we do. So you might ask, well, wow, that's a big move. How will this expansion impact Bickerdike? And I will tell you, this was a very spicy conversation among our board of directors. And so the expansion of our membership area simply means doing what we do today, but in a larger area. We're still guided by our mission, which will remain the same. Our organizational values will remain intact and be integral to our work. And the expansion means that when we're invited to develop in communities that are outside of our current membership area, we can say, sure, we'll take a look at that, instead of, no, that's not in the area that we work. This expansion doesn't change the focus of our programming, our staffing, or our organizational focus. And so one of the questions that our board is, oh my goodness, are we going to open offices on, in other areas? And the answer is no. Humboldt Park is our home. Our offices will remain at 2550 West North Avenue. We've owned the building that we're located in since 1982, and we have no plans whatsoever to move or change where our head offices are. All of Bickerdike's operations, including property management, maintenance, and community engagement and organizing, will remain consistent. They're doing excellent work, and all of those areas will continue to do the work that they do today. Bickerdike's relationships with community-based organizations and stakeholders will also remain consistent. And we'll even have the opportunity to work with other organizations who we sit at tables with now, but don't have the opportunity to work with them when they've invited us and asked us to develop something in their neighborhood. Our membership structure will remain exactly the same, with an expanded area. In general, more individuals and organizations will be eligible to become voting members. And so we'll still have a Class A membership, which is our individuals that live and work in our neighborhoods, and those are our voting members, as well as organizations with their principal place of business in our neighborhood, and they have the opportunity to also have a vote in the organization. And anybody outside of that area will be a Class C member, as they are today, which means that they will be a member. They have the benefits of some membership, but they won't have a vote in the organization. So will this expansion change Bickerdike's commitment to the Northwest Side? Absolutely not. The greater Humboldt Park area will always be our home, our foundation, and our history. And I can tell you, because I've been here for quite a few years of the organization's life, and this is always going to be where we are attached. We have roots here. Bickerdike owns and manages 1,094 affordable housing apartments with 3,200 residents in our existing membership area. We're committed to ensuring that our properties continue to operate in good condition and remain affordable for the long term. We'll continue to develop and preserve affordability in our current target area. As a matter of fact, we have multiple projects planned in development or planned. And because we have 140 buildings today that we own and manage, you better believe that we're going to remain very much committed to this area. Boulevard Apartments, some of our upcoming projects: Boulevard Apartments preservation, Nuestro Pueblo Apartments preservation, and then the new developments: Wicker Park Apartments, Lathrop Phase 1B, 1C, and 1D. And actually, I'm happy to report that Lathrop Phase 1B closed this week on financing, and we'll start construction immediately, as well as 3047 West Wabansia and 2525 North Kedzie Avenue, which we hope to be selected as the developer. So you might be asking, how and when will this expansion take place? How are we going to do this? So Bickerdike members will vote to approve the expansion at our annual membership meeting on December 4th, 2021. That's a Saturday morning, so mark your calendars now. The growth of our work will be incremental, not exponential. It takes so many years to develop one single affordable housing development. And so the pace of our growth is self-limiting due to a finite world of resources for affordable housing development. So we are going to take the time, and our growth will be incremental, not exponential. The expansion also does not include every new community in our target area, as is the case now. We're going to work in the areas that we're invited to, as I mentioned before, and we're going to go into the areas that we are invited. So we know that this will not be every community. We don't develop in every neighborhood right now. Expansion does not include plans to open up a Northside corporate office, as I mentioned before. This 2550 West North Avenue will continue to be our main office, and our roots will be right here in Humboldt Park. So in summary, the expansion of our membership area has been an objective in our last 3 strategic plans and a dialogue for even longer than that. We've had demographic shifts in Chicago neighborhoods, and I'm sure that you are as aware as I am, and maybe even more so, that many residents who have lived in this community have been forced to move to areas that are where they are able to get more housing that is affordable for their budget. And so many of those areas are exactly in the areas of our new target area. And so the displacement of low and moderate income residents in our area allows us to continue to serve people that are among our constituency. There are underserved residents in other community areas that really would love to have affordable housing in their area, and we've had to say no before. So this will give us the opportunity to serve those residents in the other community areas. We've also had multiple requests to develop in areas outside of our membership area, and this will allow us to say yes instead of no. And expanding our transit-oriented development opportunities will be a big priority. So we live in the city of Chicago, and transit-oriented development is a very big priority in the city of Chicago right now as a way to reduce our carbon footprint and to add this to our strategies for environmentally sustainable development and improving the lives of Chicagoans. I want to conclude this part of the presentation. You see again the proposed area that we'll be voting on for our at our membership meeting on December 4th, 2021. It'll take place as a virtual meeting, and make sure that you answer your email to register in advance, and or that you call the office. If you don't know how to get that notice sent to you, we'll make sure that we get it to you just in case we don't have your current email. And we look forward to seeing you on December 4th.